Gigi, can you record? Make sure you get everybody's face, okay?
Michelle and her
Plenty of room, plenty of room.
Jordan.
Come on
That's the
in.
room.
Ralph.
That's right.
Who else am I missing? And David. There we go. Great. Okay, I told them that all of you guys are veteran interns here with us at Soldiers Angels. Today, as I said earlier, we have AE.
How y'all doing?
AE is active duty. And we have Ron, who is retired.
Yes, indeed.
And we have Ashley. Look
Hello,
her up.
everybody.
I'm going to get this right. VH1 Black Ink Chicago.
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, there you go. I've been saying it wrong this whole afternoon. So anyhow, look her up, Google, like her on Facebook.
Well, you already on it.
AE, Ron, and Ashley contacted us and wanted to do something for veterans, for Thanksgiving, and they came and bought turkeys and ham and extra things for all of you guys as their way of saying thank you. So I'm gonna turn it over to you guys. Introduce yourself again, sorry.
Antonio Jones. I'm active duty Air Force too, and I'm the current MMA champion for free fighting championships.
So that's his belt.
That's the bill.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to you guys.
That's a big
So
bill.
first of all, I want to say thank y'all. It's a pleasure for us to be out here. Ashley just flew in from Chicago, so she's mad at me for being a little late, but she, we're here and everything. Well, we did this last year. Last year we just got together. Me and AE said, man, let's go give to some veterans. And that's just what we did. We went over to Lackland and we gave some turkeys out to some of the families. So this year we said, let's do it again. So we went from turkeys to hams. Now we got turkeys and hams. So every year we want to keep building and building, because me being retired, I understand how it is. I thought walking outside the military that everything was going to be open to me, but it has not. It never was like that. And I understand that how it is. So I want to give back, because giving is living. I feel like this is my destiny, to give back and to see smiles on people's faces and know that I can change lives. So that's what I am. I'm a life changer. If this can do it, then this is what it is. So I thank y'all, for your service and everything as well. So I want to continue to do this.
And also, I flew in not only because of my brother / my manager,
Yes.
but I've been
We do share that too. We do share business. We are business as well.
I've been doing reality TV now for over 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on VH1. I also appeared on Couples Court, which is on another network that's
Tuesday.
coming out Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I've been blessed, and me and my brother, we come from a family of 7, and back in the day, we would love for someone to do all this for us, because we had a big family, and our parents, they worked hard to try to make sure we had food on the table and things like that. So being on TV, making more money. I also do corporate work. I actually work out here in Texas, but remotely from home. I do human resources. And also that's another avenue too, that we do hire retired veterans too that's looking for work. So I can let you all know about that as well. And
I didn't know that.
yeah, I do both. I do the job. I do reality TV and working. But the purpose was I want to give back. Like I said, coming from a big household and a big family, I just want to give back, because I am receiving a little bit more, and since it's a blessing, I want to return a favor as well. Bless someone else. So I did fly in. I'm happy to meet everyone, and I'm just glad to be here.
And we're warmer than Chicago.
Yeah. I'm wearing a leather jacket in Chicago. Everyone has fur coats on. Big puffy coats, because it's so cold.
Yeah.
Been there this time of year.
Yeah.
Maybe boot camp.
So I'm gonna end with this. Thank you. I'm looking at all the diversity and how beautiful people are, right? And I can't forget that I'm a refugee myself. I'm an immigrant. Okay, we came after the Vietnam War. My family, my parents basically had the shirts and feet attached to their ankles. through the jungles and through refugee camps and through programs like people that are like Miss Jennifer here and Louie. These things have stayed with me since I was a young kid. And, you know, I came in the 80s. I'm 41 now. They dropped us out. We left the village, went to a refugee camp, and dropped us smack in the middle of the neighborhood with nothing, right? And that's nobody to blame, but we had love. And we didn't have much. $9,000 a year is not much in America, right? But we had love, and our parents made us feel like we had enough. And so in my mind, I always wanted to give back, you know, and I didn't know how. I know people would come back and say things, but they never did things. So I knew the feeling of when they didn't do things. So for me, you know, partnering up my boy here, and you know, we've been friends for over, you know, 20-something years, and the connections that we make, we don't know who we're gonna touch in our lives and who's gonna come into your life, right? It's not when you want it, it's when it happens, take full advantage of it and recognize it, right? And so I recognized it, and I know I'm in a better place. I have my 3 children here, and I call them all my nephews, and you know, I know it's important for them to see this, you know, so they can feel it, and so the effect that you have on people, how you make them feel, it's long lasting, and I know that. I'm currently serving, but I served for all the wrong reasons because I didn't want to go to prison. But it was one of those things where I had no choice. I knew it was a week away. I knew it was a day away, and so I made the choice to come in, and all the blessings that I've had, even though it's a struggle, so I understand the struggle. I've deployed. I know the E1 status. I know that they want to kick you out because you talk the way you sound, and I understand that. I walked a certain way. I had a limp. I couldn't march, you know, things like that. And I made it this far because I knew I had to adjust. And so that's what life is, right? You make adjustments, because if you don't, you're gonna get left behind. But with that said, this was our adjustment. Our adjustment is, hey, we doing all right. We doing okay. People, I got family back at Paradise, at Butte County, don't got nothing. But I'm able to do this. Perhaps this may springboard something better for somebody else. And so, you know, caring and sharing is what I told my daughter when she was a baby. So this is all we're trying to do is give back and say thank you. And hey, let's get to it.
Let's
And
go.
lastly too, I also wrote a book. So this talks about, it's just a lot about transparency, and it talks about me growing up in Chicago. So I want people to really see and know that, like, when we talk about giving back, this is what my destiny is. Because I made it out of the streets of Chicago, all the violence, the gangs, the drugs, been through all of that, you know what I'm saying? And what I did, I put in the book because I want men to be more transparent, so we can take our communities back, so that we can show folks it's okay to have emotion, to lend a hand and say, hey, I want to give back, and just start coming back together as a community, loving each other again like we used to. And that's what we have to do to go into the future, to change, to give back. But that's why I did up in this book, and it's serious about this. I'm very serious about this. I'm very passionate, you know, and this is what I'm doing now, and I'm gonna continue to do. So I thank y'all too as well, you know what I'm saying, for coming out. And if y'all can pass it on, what I say is pass it forward, and God will bless you backwards.
Yeah. Great. Sheila, you want to say a little bit, just a few words about yourself?
Yes, I used to serve in the military, in the Army, and so I used to be logistics. I brought my family, my father, who was also a retired Air Force.
Yeah. 20 years.
Look at you.
There you go.
And then my daughter and my boyfriend, Brandon. So we're all here just thanking you guys for providing this for us this year. Thank you.
Great.
Right.
Pat?
Pat, got a friend of mine, Joe.
That's good, Pat.
I was in logistics in the Air Force, so got the logistics thing going here. In fact, I hadn't even been home all morning. We were up at church, and I met Joe about 20 years ago through Special Olympics. He competes in track and field, bowling, basketball, track, softball. Anyway, I mean, there was like
Everything. You should have a list, like everything.
So anyway, so we had a kind of like a Thanksgiving meal for all the special needs at church. There's 200 plus people there.
Wow.
And then the leftovers that we had, we took to the Fisher House because we had a lot left over. So it's always, we thank you so much for paying it forward, and that's the way we make things work.
That's right.
That's the love you share.
That's right.
Great.
Great.
Jazz?
Jazz, Navy vet, married to an Army vet.
Hanging out there.
So,
just, I got out before 9/11. He served much longer, multiple tours, but come from a military family. Dad and grandfather both Marines. Me, my brother and cousin all joined the Navy. So it's just, you know, it's a family thing. It's give back. I understand the large family because I was the oldest of 11 grandchildren, and it was without a family, it was going to be hard. So,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you. Jordan?
My name is Jordan. I just got out in May, and I was in the Air Force doing command post, and just, this is great, and thank you so much for this.
Great.
How you doing? I'm Ralph Stanley Crowder III. I did 25 years in the Navy, just retired 3 years ago. I got my wife Deborah here, my son Jaden. We came down here for the opportunity to, you know, to get out of California. And yeah, well, I'm not from Cali. You know, the last place that we were stationed was California, and the cost of San Diego.
Okay.
San Diego. The cost of living was not right, so
Nah.
San Antonio.
That was a good choice.
San Diego,
That was a good move. That was a good move.
So
Yeah.
San Antonio was the spot for us.
Yeah.
And you know, with that being said, finding the mission that Soldiers Angels does for everybody in the community, that is what attached me to here. And I most definitely thank all of you. I've seen you. I've seen you. And I know about you too. I know your book. I know
Oh,
about you.
really?
Yes. Yes,
Wow,
I
it's a
do.
small world,
I
man.
mean, it is a small world, but you know, I read a lot, but I know about your book. But thank you for everything that you're
Thank
doing
you.
for
Thank
us,
you.
and thank everyone.
Great.
Thank you.
David?
I was a combat medic in the Army,
Cool.
and got deployed long ago, and been, you know, fighting ever since. I'm born and raised here in San Antonio, and ever since I joined this organization about a year and some change ago, I've been getting blessings like this every time, and you know, I love it because I share my heart the same way, and just things like this. Thank you guys.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome.
You got a cool mustache too. I love it.
Yeah. He's the mustache man. That's what we call him, mustache
You ready for
man.
March already?
Yeah, great. Perfect. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to ask all the veteran interns, so that's Sheila, Pat, Jazz, Jordan, Ralph, and David. If you guys could just kind of get together with these guys over here, no, or someplace, just get together so we can get one big picture.